Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tayler Yarish Show, California edition. This is first time we did the podcast out in California since May, I believe. It was a very different time back then when we did it. You know, vaccines were just rolling out. I cut in front of a lot of old people to get the vaccine because it was important to me, and let's be honest, they don't have much longer anyway. So who really needed it? You know what I mean? I don't feel bad about that because they ended up getting it anyway. And I only got the leftover ones that they didn't get if they canceled their appointment because they're negligent old folks. You know what I mean? People think you grow up and you become wiser. No, if you're a procrastinator and you slack off when you're young, it can transfer into the old age or whatever. So if you didn't get your vaccine and I got it, oh well. It's the only one I've got so far. Didn't get a boost. Didn't get the nice boost. Because so far so good with just the OG shot in the arm. You know what I mean? I spent a couple days inside a house with two positive, COVID people, and I didn't get it. So, like I said last week, my immunity, my antibodies, whatever you want to call it, my shit's stronger than your average Joe. So we've been riding off that. But we're back out here. We're out here for we were out here for like a week. I mean, by the time this comes, no, we won't. We'll still be here when this comes out, but we will have been out here a week. We are staying for a week. That's what I'm saying. It's been nice. It's been nice, like it always is. Having the space, having the freedom to go take a walk, without just being around a zillion people, going for a run and listening to birds chirp in the spring air, even though it's not spring, it's winter, and it's oddly the same weather that it is in New York right now, minus the clouds and all that shit. It's been really nice, Cooking stuff over wood, that's different. You don't get to do that. Having food that wasn't prepared in a pan, it's a luxury, folks. It's a real luxury. And if you get to do that every day, then cherish it because you got something special there. You really do. Just anything being around a fire is very nice. Besides smelling like fucking dog shit afterward, dude. What is that? People back in the day just must have smelt like absolute garbage. If you were sitting around a fire every night, you just reek of that smoke. What is that? Is smoke like BO as well? Like does firewood smoke have BO mixed into it or something? That's nature's BO, is firewood smoke. It smells god awful. Literally reeks everything in the, that's like when a fire happens and then there's smoke everywhere. It's the same as if like when a human hotboxes a car with cigarettes. It's like, dude, take it outside, even though it probably is outside. I was around a fire New Year's Eve, threw a little outdoor get together because we're being safe because of the Omicron. Everyone's like, oh, well, the Omicron's not supposed to be that bad. Yeah, but how you know you're going to get the Omicron? You really don't know. Also, who gives a shit? If you're scared, don't come. But, did like some sort of outdoor gathering type deal. I didn't know anybody. And so, I was a wreck the whole time pretty much. God, man, I'm just not good at like a dinner party. You think I would be, but I'm not. I don't like talking to everybody. I more don't like everybody talking to me. There was literally like a fire that I ate my food around, even though the smoke was just blasting in my face because no one else wanted to sit around the fire when the smoke was real bad. So it was the only way that I could isolate myself and distract and get away from just the same conversation that you just have over and over again. Oh, so you're a comedian, huh? Oh, well, look at you. Oh, you're out in New York, a big city. A big city guy over here. Oh, that must be fast-paced moving, huh? A lot of cars over there. You got the city, tall buildings too, I bet. Yeah, that's wild out there. Oh, real expensive though, isn't it? Real expensive. Yeah. I had that conversation 70 times, you know? Oh, so you're doing your skits every night there, huh? Yeah. Oh wow, that's oh boy, I'll tell you, that's something. In 1980, I went to the Comedy Store and I saw Robin Williams, so I know a thing or two about the old comedy. So who are your favorite comedians? Huh? You got any favorites? You got any top comedians? Got any go-tos? Huh? You got any hot picks? Got any favorites? Got any loves in the comedy game? You got any listen-tos that you recommend? Huh? Who's hot right now? Who should I keep my ear to the ground about? Well, I'd say my favorite comedians. I really love Louis C.K. Who? Louis C.K. He's just comedian. Probably the greatest to do it. He's been doing it forever. He's one of the greatest comedians. Louis C.K. Huh? Oh yeah, sounds familiar. Yeah. Who else? Oh boy, Bill Burr is another great one. Bill who? Bill Burr. Bill. No, I don't know. Bill. Honey, do you know a Bill Burr? Do you know a Bill Burr? No, she doesn't know a Bill Burr. But good. But they're good. Yeah. They're just they're two of the good ones. I tell you. Oh man, kill me, please kill me right now. Oh, man, I just why would you ask if you have no, people think that they have an idea of who a comedian is because they went to a comedy club once 30 years ago. But, I'm going to mention people to you, and if you're not a fan of comedy, you're not going to know who they are. You're not going to know who all these comedians are in New York, so why ask? And I get it because you're trying to fill conversation, but why do we need to do that? Why do we feel like we have to talk to people at a party, at a dinner party or anything like that? Why can't two people just look at each other in the face and be like, I got nothing. You got nothing. And quite frankly, I don't really care what you do. You don't care what I do. You don't want to know. You don't want to know where I live, anything about my life. I'm going to leave this party, and you're going to leave this party. We'll probably never speak again. And that's okay. I mean, is that an impossible ask? Is that utterly rude if someone starts to talk about something in their life and I'm like, I'm going to be honest, I don't care. Maybe it's a little harsh. But I get so awkward, man. I got caught in this 3-person conversation, me and 2 other people, and we're talking about, one person's talking about their job, and they do, some kind of analytics, some computer in front of the screen all day type person, and they're going on about what they do, and then the lady chimes in and she does something similar. She does, big global retail sales, corporate marketing, blah 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 blah. And they're just going on about this, and they're just having this nice volley. They're having this nice volley back and forth about their job, and I'm sitting there like an asshole. Yeah, on the corporate sales. And I'll tell you what, typically the structure that, the marketing firm, they call their meetings, and they've switched over to Zoom. We don't have an in-office date back for another couple of months, and so we've been sticking with the Zoom, but it's still nice to connect with the coworkers, every once in a while, catch up. We need to hash some things out, some things that need to be tightened and retooled and smoothed over, and we get to have those moments, and that's really nice, but it's also, still good to have the office from home. We get to see the kids, a little bit more, and they're home from school right now, which has been nice, and I got nothing to fucking add. and then they start to get wind that I haven't said anything in a while, and then so they try to tool it around to me. Oh, so wait, you're acting, right? Fuck, I'm done. I'm done for. No, I do comedy. I do comedy at night. I don't even want to this is the thing, you go out to these types of places where, your significant other person, they tell their parents about what you do, and then their parents tell everybody in the whole world about what you do. So you walk into their situation, and everyone else already knows everything about you, and you know Jack. I would love to just lie. I would love to lie and be like, "Oh, actually, I work at a store. It's pretty boring, Yeah, just check people out. I work at a CVS, when you come in for your vitamin C tablets and a thing of Pringles, I'm your guy, It's been getting pretty crazy recently. They brought in a couple new self-checkout machines, and yeah, I'll tell you what, it's really shifted the industry, and it's really shaking things up there at work. But, we're still able to get what we think we need to get done. You know what I'm talking about, Sally? Oh, yeah, totally get it. I'd love to, man, I'd love to just make up a life, I wish I had the courage to, do that on planes. I hear stories about people doing that on planes where the person next to them just gets a little chatty and wants to know a thing or two about what they do, and you just make some shit up. Yeah, I went to this school, and I got my degree in this and that. And I had a buddy who did that. He said he went to Juilliard or Harvard or something like that. He was wearing a T-shirt from one of those places, and they're like, "Oh, you're from there?" And he just went along with it. Yeah, I am. And there's maybe a 0.5% chance that person also went there, and then they're going to start asking you, "Oh, is Professor Leibowitz there?" And you're like, I don't think I had Leibowitz, but I heard he was a good guy. She, right? Hey, what do you want? But just the constant, rehashing about being a comedian and doing comedy, especially when you're not even really, it'd be different if I was touring every goddamn weekend and, I'd more things to say, but quite frankly, I don't. And so trying to wrap people's minds around what it is that I do, I'll tell you what, it's been tough. But what are you gonna do? They're ignorant. They don't know any better, But I'm excited to get back to New York. New mayor, huh? New year, new mayor. That was weird. Did you see them swear in the new mayor on TV at 12:30 at night? That seemed a little unnecessary. I think we could have waited to the morning to swear in Eric Adams. Don't you think? I think he probably would have appreciated a nice a restful sleep before he got sworn in. I thought it was hysterical about what's his face, Andy Cohen ripping Mayor de Blasio. I thought that was was pretty classic. I didn't realize he did it last year as well, but apparently he did. Just tore him a new asshole. Just look at him dancing his victory lap after the worst 4 years of being a mayor. I mean, why can't people talk like that on television? Why can't people, we have people do opinion segments, right? Or there's shows where it's strictly a personality. It's a pundit or whatever. But you don't really feel like anybody's actually speaking their mind. Do you know what I mean? But that was clearly, he was half in the bag when he said it. So it's coming from a place where he's just going for it. He's just speaking his mind. And I think that's one of the reasons it's the most highest rated, moments probably that CNN has throughout the entire year. That's why they keep letting him do it. Otherwise, you think they'd let some booze bag who gets fucking hammered, is probably doing coke, ring in the new year every year? Probably not. They'd probably get somebody who's more by the books, but he makes them the most money. He doesn't even work for them the whole year. He works for fucking Bravo interviewing, big-titted housewives or whatever he does. Yeah, it's astonishing. The worst 4 years. I feel like I'd be good at I'd like to have a news desk job. I would not take it seriously though. I would like to do it if you could just tell me what happened, and then I would just riff about it as if it were fact. But that's kind of what this podcast is. You know what I mean? I hear something happened, and then I talk about it as if I know everything that happened, which has it's got its own avenue. That's its own light or whatnot, I don't fucking know, man. People are losing their goddamn minds. That's all I can say. You got to have an outlet. You got to have a thing that you do that keeps you sane, I've been feeling pretty good. I've been running a lot more recently. And I've been the most consistent the past week that I've been in the past few months. And yeah, it feels good to be not a piece of shit all the time. Like to just have one. I mean, the people that just are on the ball all the time with their diet, with their workout regimen, I mean, they must just feel amazing. I didn't drink and didn't eat sweets really for like 5 days, and I ran every day, and man, I felt great. And then last night, I had about 4 fingers of whiskey and half a pint of Ben and Jerry's, and I woke up wanting to die. And it's like, man, is that just how I always feel? Is that just my baseline of operation? Is just feeling bloated and sick and gurgly? Dude, the whole gurgle thing, I gotta figure it the fuck out, man. Because I can't burp, and it's an issue. Like, sometimes I need to get some shit up, I looked it up. I think it's called GERD. Someone looked that up. GIRD. Something with the regurgitation and a sphincter muscle or something. But it's an issue, man. I think dairy is no good for me. I love it. I use it, and I probably won't stop even if I find out that it's not good for me. But I have a feeling I have an issue with dairy. I might do one of those food sensitivity tests, and I don't know. I want to do one, but at the same time, I'm not sure I would fully believe it because I don't totally trust the people who set it up and or the process. I feel like a food sensitivity test, you should have to go into like a doctor's office, and then you pay them, and they'll conduct it. They'll conduct like the experiment for you, and they should have to like draw your blood and wipe something on your forehead and see if there's a reaction. It just seems like something more than stick your hair in a tube and mail it to us, and then we'll email you a card with some greens and reds on like what you can and can't eat. It just seems like it should be more complicated than that, right? Like I did the 23andMe thing. That's another thing where it's like you spit in a cup and then they mail you back the thing. And I don't know. How am I supposed to follow up with this? Oh, I'm 65% Eastern European, this and this. It's like you could probably just, I give you my information. You probably just Google me, and you could probably take a wild guess and probably be somewhere on the dartboard. Do you hear that fucking dog in the background? This thing is, oh my God, my girlfriend's parents just got a new dog. The thing is out of control. I mean, it's the worst behaved dog I think I've ever come across in my life. And, God bless their parents. They're trying to train it. They're a little bit, they think it's more trained than it is. When it sits still for half a second, they're like, look, see, there you go. See, when it calms down, it's a good dog. I'm like, you mean when it tires itself out from exhaustion, from running around, eating everything and biting everything humanly possible, when it tires itself out and then goes to sleep, then it's a good dog? Yeah, your dog's not trained. And they know this, but they're in denial. Dude, this thing, from the moment you walk in the door, it's trying to nip at your hands. It's biting your ankles. They have an older dog that can't really fight back, and this thing like attacks it and like bites. Now, it's playing around. The thing's a puppy, but it's like biting on the ears. It'll jump on top of it. I mean, I look at the way that my brother trained his dog, and they're doing it differently. Let me just say that. I mean, my brother's dog, if the thing chewed on something it wasn't supposed to, it got a stern talking to and a little bit of a hand to the face, and then it knows not to do that. Now, do I know if that's the right way to go about it? No, I'm not a dog trainer. I don't have a dog. I don't know what I'm talking about, but the thing is out there, it's a goddamn assassin, all right? It's a hunting dog, and it's smart as shit, and he can get the thing to fucking, mow the lawn and pump regular gas into the truck. So you tell me what's more effective. Like they'll let, like a piece of mail, she'll start chewing on the piece of mail, and they'll be like, well, we let her chew on that piece of mail because we don't really need that piece of mail. Oh, well then how does it know the difference between that piece of mail and every other fucking piece of mail in here? It doesn't. It doesn't know the difference. I digress. These are the things that I keep to myself, and I just raise my eyebrows and nod while I drink my coffee in the morning. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have a dog, and I'd probably make some mistakes along the way as well. And it's a lot, it's a lot to train an animal. Can you buy him pre-trained? You probably can, right? But that's probably like having a kid and then having someone else nanny the thing. It's like, why'd you even get one? I'm sure having a dog, part of the fun is training it and raising it, and then that's how you form the bond, yada, yada, yada. But I guess it's also like kids where if it's not yours, you don't really give a fuck. Like, Kate will see these dogs on the street or like somebody's cat, and she'll just lose her mind and be like, it's the cutest thing ever. And I just don't care. It's not mine. It's soft. You know what it is? That's all it is. It's soft and it moves. But if it's not my dog, I don't give a shit. If a dog walks by on the side of the street, yeah, I'm like, oh, look, he's a good boy, and that's it. I don't need to stop and pet and interrupt this person's day, to pet their dog and to ask what kind. It's a shepherd. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. If it comes up to me, I'll pet it and I'll move on. But these people who need to stop the world in order to pet an animal, it's unbelievable, But then again, we need those types of people because they're the ones who, they'll sit, they'll watch your dog when you go out of town and do all those other things. Same with people who don't have kids. They'll watch your baby to make it feel like they themselves have a baby, if only for a short while, because they never had them in their life, and maybe that was on purpose. Maybe it's because they're single and no one ever loved them. I don't know, man. I don't make the rules. I don't think I could ever, I don't know. You always say this when you're young, that, oh, I could never have a kid. Like, that just seems so crazy. But, like, honestly, I'm dumb, It's different. It's not like that's a lot of responsibility, and I just want to make sure I'm financially responsible and we can afford to have a child, and we need to be smart about this and make sure that we're ready in a stable household. No, I mean, I'm dumb. I mean, I think I would, leave my kid in the car while I went into the grocery store, or I would bring my kid into the grocery store and then leave him in frozen foods. You know what I mean? Like, I would push my cart and away, and then I would just forget I walked in with a child. I'd be like, oh no, did I have a basket? Where did my basket go? Forgetting I had a cart with a baby in it, If I had a baby, I think I would lose it. God forbid you have one of those quiet babies. You know what I mean? People complain about, oh, my baby's crying all the time. No, that's a good thing. Your baby is letting you know that it's alive and that it's in the other room. I need that. I need that. Dude, if I had a silent baby that crawled, I'm screwed. You know, if I'm in anything other than a single, family, no stairs whatsoever, I'm screwed. Because my baby's going to do fucking a somersault down into the basement because I lost track of it. You put on like a good movie or a good TV show, I'm not going to, I got to keep my eye on this thing 24/7. I don't think I could do it. You know what I would do? I'd be the type of parent who would get one of those little bouncy things, They put their kid in the bouncy thing with like a little mobile of bears or something. Dude, that kid better enjoy it because he's staying for hours. You know what I mean? If I had a kid, they'd be in the bouncy thing. Oh boy, for most of the day, I mean, how important is learning to walk? You'll figure it out. Eventually, you'll get sick of crying. Or eventually, you'll get sick of crawling, and you'll want to walk. It's nature. You'll just learn how to do it. That's it. That's an interesting thing. I wonder if you just never taught a baby how to walk. Would they learn how to walk? Would they just crawl forever? Would they be like a 10-year-old who's like, I don't know. I had bad parents. They never knew. They never taught me how to walk. So I crawl. That's how I get places. That's just how they are their whole life. They never learn how to fucking do this shit. And that's not how people walk. But, just they never learn how to put one foot in front of the other. They got to go to job interviews and just crawl their way there because their parents never taught them. That's got to be like a wasted step in parenting, is teaching them how to walk. You're going to figure it out. It's not like riding a bike. It's not. Walking is just, it's a part of evolution. It's a part of just human function. Riding a bike is a very relatively new in human history invention type thing. So it's not natural. You got to actually learn how to do it. But you'd learn how to walk. You'd learn. You'd learn. Aren't there people who've been like, what about like Mowgli, who was raised in the woods by a bear, and right, that's his name from the Jungle Book. Wasn't he just raised in the woods by animals? He learned how to walk. He learned how to walk. He learned how to climb. He learned how to talk. He learned how to do all that shit. He didn't have any parents who had to sit there and read him his goddamn ABCs and buy 30,000 books that eventually just get thrown out. I mean, have we made all the baby books? Are they still making baby books? I feel like babies haven't changed, right? In the last 30 years, why are people still making baby books? This is really what you should do. When you're 1 month pregnant, you should do this. And when you're 3 months pregnant, you should do the new, but these are like the new mommy secrets about, dude, fuck, it's all on YouTube. It's gotta be. I'm going to be a fucking, how do I do this shit, look it up on YouTube type of parent. If I don't know how to do stuff. That's what I'm going to do. But again, don't think I want a child. It sounds cliche to be like, I'll be an uncle. But, is that bad? Can you want to be the uncle who swoops in with a cool gift and that's it? I don't know. Someone to throw the football with? Ugh, I don't know. I think you get a kid because all your other friends are getting kids. And you're like, all right, I guess I'll get a kid. It's like a PS5. Everybody's getting a PS5 right now. I got a PS4. I feel a little left behind, I'll be honest. The reason I want a PS5, everyone else has a PS5. Well, what, I can't play with them now? I can't play the games because everyone has a PS5 and I have a fucking outdated PS4. Shit, I guess I gotta get a PS5. That's the same thing with kids. I'm like, I don't want a fucking kid. None of my friends have kids. We go out, it's fine. We're hanging out, and then one person has a kid, 2 people have a kid, everybody has a kid. And now they're all throwing the football with their kids instead of with me. You know what I mean? Dude, what about, I like Frisbee. Can I come over and play with your kid and you? No, I can't. So now I got to get my own goddamn kid to throw the Frisbee with. I mean, what the fuck, Derek? I thought we had something. You want to go have a kid? Want to go start a family? I thought we were cool, bro. Thought we were cool. And that's my frustration with children. Anyway, that's the podcast this week. We're in California. We'll be back in New York next week by the time the next podcast comes out. Yeah, man. It's been fun out here. But yeah, it's a lot of eating. It's a lot of eating, it's a lot of drinking, and it's wearing on me, I'll be honest. I have not been home. I have not been home in New York since like December 17th. And, the traveling, the being away from home, it's kind of getting to me. I want to go back to my old shitty bed. And I'm sure I'm going to regret that statement as soon as I get back and lay in it. But what are you going to do? That's the podcast this week. Yarbar Comedy Show, January 19th. The date should be up on the website. I got to check that. Also have to make posters. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Peace out.